Siblings of compulsive liars. What was the moment you realized it wasn't just quirky anymore? Mine came when I was 12 and found a lighter hidden in my little brother's sock drawer, next to a stack of my missing homework he swore he'd never touched. He was 7 then, and he told me the lighter was for science. I believed him because that's what big sisters do. But a year later, our neighbor's shed burned down at 2 a.m., and I remember lying awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling something cold settle in my stomach that I couldn't explain. I never said anything. I told myself I was being paranoid. By the time he was 11, I stopped being able to ignore it. We were at our cousin's birthday party in the backyard, and he'd been helping with the bonfire all night. 20 minutes after everyone sat down to eat, the tablecloth caught fire, and it spread to the tent pole faster than anyone could react. 2 people got burned trying to put it out. When I went to grab the extinguisher from his backpack, since he always carried one now, just in case, I found 3 lighters, a bottle of lighter fluid, and a notebook full of drawings of things on fire. Houses, cars, people. I told everyone the citronella candles must have tipped over. I threw the tablecloth in the trash before the fire department even showed up. I was going to tell our mom that night, but she came home from her shift at the hospital, sat down at the table, and just sobbed about a patient she'd lost that day. She looked so small, so tired. I told myself I could handle this instead. I was the one who was supposed to be strong, so I did. For 6 years, handling my brother became my second job. I skipped my senior trip to stay home the week he wasn't feeling like himself. I turned down a study abroad program because I didn't trust leaving him alone with our mom for a semester. I broke up with someone I loved because he asked why I never let him meet my family, and I didn't have an answer that wasn't a lie. At 13, my brother got caught setting fire to leaves behind the school gym. I told the vice principal it was a science experiment gone wrong and took detention for it myself. At 15, 3 cars on our street had their interiors torched in 1 month. I spent almost $2 grand quietly paying to fix the last one before the owner called the police, using money I'd saved for a car of my own. Then he turned 17, and he did something I couldn't clean up. Our mom was working a night shift, and he decided to have friends over. I don't know what he told them. Some story about a bonfire and marshmallows in the backyard, but he built it too big, too close to the house, and by the time anyone smelled smoke coming from inside the garage, it had already eaten through half the wall. One of his friends went in to grab something and came out with burns down his arm, bad enough for a hospital visit. It made the local news. Faulty wiring, they said. Nobody dug deeper. That night, I told him I was done. I said I was telling Mom everything, all of it, from the very beginning. He just looked at me and said, "Go ahead." So calm it scared me more than anything else he'd ever done. He beat me to it. By the time I got home from work the next day, he was already at the kitchen table crying, telling our mom some story about how he'd been scared of me for years, that I was the one obsessed with fire, that he'd been quietly cleaning up after me the whole time to protect her from finding out what her daughter was really like. And she believed him. She looked at me the way you'd look at a stranger who'd broken into your house. 10 years of protecting her, and in one conversation I became the villain in a story I didn't write. That was it for me. I went to my room and started packing. He came in while Mom wasn't listening and told me it wasn't personal, then asked almost gently if I still wanted to grab dinner sometime. The way he said it, so light, like nothing had happened, made my hands shake. I gave my mom one last chance to hear my side before I left. She told me to get out and not come back until I stopped making up lies about my brother. It's been 2 months. I have my own apartment now, my own quiet, my own life. I still think about calling her every day, but I've learned the hard way that some fires you can't put out by standing closer to them. Sometimes the only way to survive is to walk far enough away that they can't reach you anymore.